Ian was a 12-year-old boy who lived with his mother, only 28 years old, and his older sister, Zara. They stayed in a modest 3-story house, built by Ian's father with love and hard work. 6 years ago, when Ian was just 6, his father died suddenly at the age of 35. That day changed everything. The house, once full of laughter and warmth, now felt empty and quiet. It stood like a silent witness to their crumbling world, a monument to a father's love, now shrouded in dust and grief. Ian's mother still remembered her husband's smile and the way he'd carry Ian on his shoulders. But those memories couldn't fill the hole he left behind. She was so young when he passed, just 22, and now at 28 she carried the weight of raising 2 children alone. The walls of the house seemed to whisper his name, but he was gone and life had grown hard. Dust settled on the furniture, and the joy they once knew faded with time. Ian missed his father too. He'd stare at the stairs his father built, wishing he could hear his voice again. Zara, being older, tried to help their mother, but the pain of losing their father lingered like a shadow. The family held on to each other, but the absence of the man who made their home strong felt like a wound that wouldn't heal. This was their life now, trapped in a house full of memories, struggling to survive. After Ian's father died, the family got 200,000 taka, about $2,000, from his company. It wasn't much, and soon their troubles grew. Relatives who once visited turned away, leaving them alone. Ian's mother, only 28, had been a happy, lively woman before. Now she was a grieving widow, lost and scared. She had to care for Ian and Zara all by herself, but it wasn't easy. The money wasn't enough and she didn't know how to make it last. At night, she locked her tears away in the dark, whispering to herself, "How will I feed them tomorrow?" Her youth made it harder. She was too young for such a heavy burden. With no one to help, she felt trapped, like the world had forgotten her. The vibrant girl she once was faded, replaced by a mother fighting to keep her children alive. The 200,000 taka Ian's family got after his father's death ran out in 12 months. There was no money left for food and life got tougher. Ian, only 12, went 2 whole days without eating. His stomach growled louder than the teacher's voice in class, a rumbling that wouldn't stop. He tried to focus, but hunger made him weak. His head spun, his body shook, and suddenly, everything blurred. He fell, fainting right there in the classroom. As the world faded, he wondered if this was how it felt to disappear, to just vanish from hunger and pain. No one at home could help, and Ian felt small and helpless. The boy who once ran and played was now too tired to stand. His empty stomach told a story of struggle, one that made you want to reach out and help him. Ian sat in class, weak from 2 days without food. His head felt heavy and his hands shook. His teacher, Rahim, noticed. Rahim was a kind man who cared about his students. He saw Ian's pale face and slow movements and he knew something was wrong. He walked over and asked quietly, "Are you okay, Ian?" Ian tried to say yes, but his voice failed. Finally he mumbled, "I haven't eaten in 2 days." Rahim's eyes widened. He didn't wait a second longer. Rahim took Ian to the staff room, holding his arms so he wouldn't fall. "Stay here," he said, then called the watchman. "Go to the market, get him food fast." He gave some money from his own pocket. Soon the watchman returned with a burger and a cold drink. Rahim handed them to Ian. "Eat," he said gently. Ian took a bite and the warm food filled his empty stomach. The drink cooled his dry throat. His dizziness faded and he felt stronger. Rahim didn't just hand him food, he handed him hope, a lifeline in a world that had turned its back. "How do you feel now?" Rahim asked. "Better, sir." "Thank you," Ian replied, his voice soft with gratitude. Rahim smiled. "Good. This won't happen again. I'll help your family." Ian looked at him, amazed. Rahim wasn't just a teacher, he was a savior, someone who stepped in when no one else did. That day Ian felt cared for and it changed everything. Ian's mother dragged herself home after a long day of work, her back aching from scrubbing floors. She pushed the door open and froze. The kitchen was stocked, flour, rice and lentils lined the shelves. Her breath caught. She reached out and touched the flour bag as if it were gold, tears falling as she whispered, "Who saves a stranger like this?" Her tired eyes sparkled with shock. She'd spent months stretching every penny, wondering how to feed her kids. Now this gift stood before her. Her fingers brushed the bags and she dropped to a chair, crying quietly. It wasn't just food, it was a lifeline. Rahim, a teacher she hardly knew, had brought it. Her heart swelled with awe and thanks. She felt small but grateful, amazed at his kindness. For the first time in years she felt someone cared. Ian worked hard in school, his heart full of fire. Rahim's belief in him and his mother's sacrifices pushed him forward. Every good grade was a brick in the wall he built to shield his family from despair. He stayed up late, studying by a dim lamp, determined to make them proud. Rahim's words echoed in his mind, "Education is your way out." His mother's tired hands, rough from work, reminded him why he couldn't stop. Ayan grew stronger not just in body but in spirit. His teachers noticed his focus and he felt proud. Each step was a tribute to the people who held him up when he was weak. One day a letter came. Ayan had won a scholarship to study abroad, a dream he never thought possible. The letter trembled in his hands, a ticket out of the shadows stamped with his name. He ran to his mother and Zara shouting, "I did it!" They hugged him, tears in their eyes, laughing with joy. It was a turning point. The family that once starved now had hope. Ayan couldn't believe it, him, a poor boy going overseas. Their smiles lit up the room, a triumph after years of struggle. Abroad, Ayan worked and studied hard. He sent money home every month, telling his mother, "Stop working now. Rest." She listened, leaving her maid job. With his support, she fixed their old house. New paint, new chairs, a real home again. The maid who scrubbed floors now sat in a chair she owned, her son's love rewriting her story. Ayan felt joy seeing her happy, her face free of worry. The past was behind them, hunger, fear, all gone. His success brought peace, a gift to the family that fought so hard for him. Ayan had become a successful general manager, earning 400,000 taka. Life was good, but he never forgot Rahim, the teacher who saved him. One day he went looking for him. When he found Rahim, his heart broke. The teacher who fed him now sat hungry, frail and weak, struggling to get by. The irony hit Ayan hard. Rahim, once so strong, now needed help. Ayan felt a rush of shock and urgency. He couldn't let his savior suffer. The roles had flipped and it was his turn to act. Ayan didn't wait. He brought food to Rahim's house, bags of rice, fruits, everything they needed. He paid for doctors to check Rahim's health, making sure he got better. Rahim's family, including his daughter Hina, welcomed Ayan with grateful smiles. Over time, Ayan grew close to Hina. Their bond turned to love and soon Ayan married her. From a burger in a classroom to a wedding vow, kindness tied their lives forever. The day they said, "I do," Ayan's mother cried happy tears and Rahim, now stronger, smiled wide. It was a full-circle moment, a beautiful close to years of struggle. Love and gratitude filled the air. But Ayan wanted more than just to help Rahim. He made a promise to himself, he'd keep Rahim's kindness alive. He didn't just rise, he lifted others with him, a boy once starved now feeding the world. Ayan started helping poor kids at school, giving them food and books just like Rahim did for him. He told them, "Study hard, you can make it." Rahim's legacy of compassion lived on through Ayan's actions. Every time Ayan helped someone he thought of that burger, that first act of care. It inspired him to give hope to others. The audience felt uplifted, seeing how one man's kindness turned a hungry boy into a hero who spread love and support, proving good deeds never fade. Friends, this was Ayan's journey, from hunger to hope, from despair to dreams. His story shows how kindness and hard work can change a life. What moved you most? Was it Rahim's help, Ayan's success, or their beautiful bond? Tell us in the comments, we want to hear your thoughts. If it touched your heart, give it a like. And subscribe for more stories of the human spirit. Let's stay connected and share the hope together.